All right, hello everybody and happy Tuesday. I am at Julie's cabin, my wife Julie. Tour de ski wrapped up a couple of days ago, so I traveled back to Norway on Monday via Venice and made it to Oslo, drove the 30-40 minutes to Julie's cabin, and now I'm gonna be here for a little while. Luckily there is a decent amount of snow, as you see. Very nice. And now I am in post-tour de ski recovery mode. Today was off, yesterday was a travel day. I think tomorrow will be perhaps another really easy off-ish day. That's something I've learned now after doing a couple of tour de skis, is that you have to be really careful with the recovery afterwards. Otherwise you can kind of tank your entire season by coming back too quickly, because as you can imagine, doing 6 races in 8 days creates quite a big recovery demand, and it's important to respect that. A lot of watching TV, Stranger Things, putting the legs up, doing some saunas, stretching, stuff like that. But yeah, fun to see some snow on the trees for once. I feel like I haven't really seen this vibe all year. But anyways, I'm kind of yapping now. Just wanted to say welcome to the cabin. Happy that you're here with me. Hello everybody, I am checking in from Ligna, which is the site of the 2022 World Juniors, I believe. And really pretty, a lot of snow, but like surprisingly bad conditions for how much snow there is. Like you see a lot of this tree stuff is sticking up out of the ground, and it's really soft. And yeah, just mainly the issue is just like so much like water and tree branches and stuff coming out of the ground. So I'm hoping in the next few days it gets better, but I'm out doing an easy classic ski, still feeling like absolute crap after the tour de ski, but like honestly not as bad as I did after the tour 2 years ago. So that's a win. But it's snowing, beautiful open landscape. No complaints really, honestly. Listening to some podcasts on the Oakley Meta Vanguards, which is always nice. Just vibing in the Norway snow. Pretty good. Apparently I broke my binding at some point during that ski. So we went with no heel plate and a broken binding for like the last hour. So that was interesting. Glad it survived, because otherwise I would have had to walk back from the middle of the woods, and I think that would have been very miserable. So dodged a bullet. Hello everybody. I am checking in from a lake that is across the street from Julie's cabin. And there is a little 20-minute loop that they, in quotes, groomed around the lake. They groomed it last night and it snowed a bit, so I have had to plow my own tracks, which actually has been a quite enjoyable experience. The first lap was basically all striding, and now I've groomed it enough to be able to double pole. So you can see my tracks that I've made here. Pretty peaceful. I think for these recovery skis, it's really nice actually to just go on a piss flat loop like I have here on the lake. It's sunny, absolutely zero wind. There's a lot of moisture in the air, so it stings a little bit on the face because it's also really cold. But besides that, no complaints. I guess I can complain that my Beats headphones died within the first 10 minutes, so shout out to Dr. Dre. Your product is really good. But yeah, I'm doing like an hour, hour and a half double pole. Basically, the recovery continues. Getting some sun in Norway, so can't complain. Back to it. Today was the definition of ski in, ski out, which is my favorite thing in the world. No driving, no commuting, straight out the door. All right, I am out doing a 10-minute warm-up jog before strength, and the snow is falling, as you can perhaps see. Got my low light lenses, which are very recommended when it's snowing so that your eyes don't get assaulted. And it's just very nice Norwegian cabin vibes here. I am actually going to, do strength and then drive up to Geilo, which is about a 3.5-hour drive to the west. And they have a little bit more snow there, or at least a little bit more groomed trails, so that'll be really nice. Can ski out the door to some extent. And also it's at about 3,000 feet of altitude, which is obviously not altitude in the acute sense, but it's enough that I think when I head to Gomes here for the World Cup in a couple of weeks, it will feel a little bit easier to acclimate to that, because that is about 4,000-ish feet. Nothing better than when the trees are covered in snow and you feel like you are in a winter wonderland. By the way, the recovery from the tour is going okay. I did the final climb on Sunday. Today is Friday morning, and I feel like this is the first morning where I'm starting to feel pretty fresh. So I'm hoping by tomorrow or Sunday I can start to train a little bit more, and then I will have this really nice training block up until the Gomes World Cup, which is the 25th and 26th of January. So I am actually skipping the Oberhof weekend, which is next weekend. Felt like it just came a little bit too soon, and it wasn't super important for me for qualification purposes or anything like that. So taking the opportunity to try to invest in myself, and that's why I'm driving up to Geilo. Gonna be there for a bit. So this style of Norwegian flag is called a vimpel. I think much like maybe the American flag, the real Norwegian flag has all sorts of rules on when you're supposed to lower it and raise it or have it at half mast. So people use often this smaller one because you can just let it ride through rain and shine and just kind of not really have to worry about moving it around. So that's the vimpel, now you know. I'm about 45 minutes away and I am charging the car, and I had to stop to go to the bathroom and also purchased some rosinbolle, which is like sweet bread with raisins. It's pretty good. Got to keep your carbs up when you are heading to Norwegian altitude, so thin air for sure. All right, the gang, and by gang I mean me, Julia's brother Ole Haldor, and Ingeborg are on the way to Havsdalen. Yeah. We are driving up to the mountains, which are supposed to be really good. Don't think I've actually skied here maybe in several years, so went out early by my standards, 9 a.m., and we are gonna catch the sunrise. Stay tuned, I think this could be very beautiful. But we are very bundled up. I'm wearing the boot covers, you know, puffy pants, puffy vest, because it is currently minus 18 degrees or something, so yeah, Celsius.
Yes.
Yeah, see you out there. Ready to go. All right, after 35 minutes of climbing, we are at the top, I believe, of Havsdalen. So kind of feel like we're on another planet here, like an ice planet maybe, from Star Wars, Hoth, where Luke Skywalker had the big battle with the rebels. But now it's pretty flat, pretty sunny, pretty nice, and check out this view. God almighty.
A little fun fact when you mentioned Star Wars. I think actually one of the movies was filmed. Yeah, you see the furthest behind there, there's like an ice cover. Yeah.
Well, that explains why there's Star Wars vibes, right? So this is called Prestholtseter, and it is a cabin where you can buy waffles, drinks, and other hot items. Unfortunately closed right now, but I was mentioning in a previous video this summer how Norway does such a good job with these cabins where you can ski out to them and get food. Because I mean, look around us, we are in the absolute middle of nowhere. Yet there is a cabin right here. And there's the vimpel, which I told you guys about earlier. All right, we made it to kind of the top, natural turning point. So we shall head back all downhill. That will be quite a treat. Another day, another beautiful sunrise, another US ski team cross-country outfit.
Yes, I'm the new guy.
2 hour to 3 hour classic, and it is cold as all Helheim again. So I'm wearing puffy shorts, boot covers, puffy vest, fleece buff, got it all. All right, this is pretty cool. Mind the snot all over my nose. It's really cold, and that's what a big schnauzer does when it's cold out. But we got this mountain over here with some alpenglow, Albert Pinglow, and look at the sun radiating off of it. These tracks are just deep enough to be legally considered tracks. Any shallower and they would not be tracks in my opinion. But the kick is insane. Roller ski kick on Blue Extra. And wow, what a treat. I want to know who saw this piece of land and was like, yeah, you know, that looks like a really nice place to build my cabin. Peaceful, but God, that looks a bit isolated for my taste. Whenever I see animal tracks like these that just lead out into the great abyss, I can't help but feel a bit bad for the animal that's just out here freezing its ass off. I mean, surely they have some fur that keeps them warm, but like still, it's gotta be a pretty lonely and cold existence when you think about it. At least in comparison to me, who gets to go back home and watch Netflix and eat a hot lunch, take a shower. And this poor bastard is just out here scavenging for food in a barren wasteland. He never gets to watch Instagram reels. He never gets to watch the Minnesota Timberwolves. He never even gets to like and subscribe to the Zach Hederson YouTube channel. And I think that's just a sad way to live. So fox, rabbit, I don't know what it is, but pour one out for my boy. All right, so my plan is to be here in Geilo until the 19th, on which I will be flying to Goms, Switzerland for the last World Cup before the Olympics. It is going to be a classic sprint and a classic 20K mass start, so this next week is training for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video with a lot of outdoor footage, a lot of skiing, and hope it wasn't too much talking to the camera. I feel like whenever I'm here filming by myself, it just ends up being a lot of talking, so hopefully that was okay. But I'm gonna be here in Geilo for the next week. If you want another fun, scenic outdoor vlog in your inbox next Monday, make sure you like and subscribe. Honestly, these videos take a lot of work with the filming and with the editing, so I really appreciate your guys' support. I will see you guys next week, and thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it.